Hola, bonjour, merhaba, konnichi, wagwan, hello. You know who it is, people? It's Arsenal's realist, aka your boy. Thanks for the views and the subscribers. Make sure you hit the like, share, and if you feel like it, obviously subscribe. But people, we've played Newcastle a couple times lately, but it's the Premier League match. We've done them. We've only gone and done them. And you know what? I'm going to start off by saying, look, Arsenal versus Newcastle. I want to start off by saying something in the post-match which Gary Neville picked up on with Jamie Carragher. I talk to Newcastle fans now. Gary Neville even said it. There's no point diagnosing the team too much. There's no point going into it. At the end of the day, the way for them to move forward, they absolutely need a new owner. And they need it quite urgently, to be honest. They can't. And we all agree. There's no one going to deny it. That Newcastle have gone from a top tier team. They've gone through all the stages. Under Pardew, I think they was getting some Champions League football. Obviously, he was doing the skank. And we fast forward, of course, if you've got a millionaire, billionaire owner who has got no other interest apart from money, which is, that means you're a businessman, to mix sports and passion, and do you know what I mean? What is sports, you say? That's a competitive nature. You're always trying to beat your opponent and improve, whereas business is obviously just money orientated. So when you mix the two, it's a conflict of interests, and ultimately the battle, the owner's going to prevail in the end. And when I mean that, they're going to make the money, they're going to sacrifice players, which ultimately means sacrificing competitions, which ultimately means sacrificing league positions, which ultimately means a team like Newcastle will once be fighting for a Premier League title, some of the best players around. Well, you look at them now, the team's washed up. It is washed up. It's actually quite scary to think that can happen, because when you look back just to even Pardew days, when they're slowly getting worse and slowly declining, they go through their little players, they have a few little starlets, and they go through their seasons where they spank people here and there, and you kind of had a little bit of faith in them to stay about. But like I said, it's a battle between business and sports, and ultimately the business will win. So I feel really sorry for the Newcastle fans to have to suffer with Mike Ashley. But without going on and banging on about that, I've already said my idea about that to the Newcastle fans and the Arsenal fans. Every time we meet, we need to mention it. We need to talk about it. Now, Gary Neville's just done his post-match, and it was on Sky. I can't record Sky. You can't even screenshot nothing. I tried it, bruv. They got it on lock and key up Gary Neville's backy. Bruv, you can't get it, so I've got to wait for it to be posted onto YouTube. And I'm going to take a few clips that I like, and I'm going to start reacting. Do what we do best out here. Do you know what I'm saying? But until then, we're going to talk about the game now, people. Now, I might get the minute wrong. I want you lot to check it. And again, like I said, I'm going to watch the video back, and we're going to do a better analysis at one point. But I was very unimpressed, to be honest with you, in the first half, because like I said, I'm under no illusions. You've got Steve Bruce. He's the most happy-go-lucky, friendly, give you a cuddle and help you. Even your opponent, he'll help you. So there's no threat in that manager to me. There's no threat in Newcastle apart from on the off day. I think they got, is it Joe Linton? I think they have invested a little bit here and there, Alvaron and Carroll. But apart from that, they're not up to par. Anyone who argues they are, I feel bad for them. Newcastle deserve much better. So really, I expect to win a match like that, off the top of my head. But 41 minutes in, something I wanted to highlight before I go into the intricates. Alvaron is on the right hand side with the ball. I think it's about 41 minutes ish. Like I said, I'll make a future video and we'll really break it down. There's just a point I want to highlight. Alvaron has the ball. Andy Carroll was in the box. At this point, it is 0-0, and there is nothing to suggest that we are going to outright win this match. Newcastle could nick one, and Aubameyang and Xhaka are just standing on him. 2 months away, about 2 feet away. Literally no closing down, no pressing, nothing, and the cross does come in and it ends up a half-assed attempt and nothing comes of it. But these are, up until that point, that was the biggest, that's one of the things that I noticed, and I'm thinking, brother, if we're not going to close down these opportunities, these crosses with Carroll in the box, eventually one's going to end up on his head. Do you know what I'm saying? And I felt unimpressed. And then, before you know it, do you know what? Rightly so, because Aubameyang missed his opportunity, and it was a bit of it's a saucy angle, but do you know what? It's going to, if we lose a game or draw a game, when you've had an opportunity like that, it's going to get talked about, obviously. But the moment comes, Aubameyang gets his goal, and do you know what? How lucky are we, people? When I say how lucky are we, Smith Rowe and Saka, bruv, the legs that Smith Rowe showing, his first touch, go back, watch some highlights. I'm going to do another video, like I said. His first touch saves us so much time in these intricate areas. He's looking for Lacazette all day long. In his post-match, he goes on to say Lacaz's been a big help. And of course, he's been out on loan to Leipzig, Huddersfield. He's been abroad with Leipzig, like I said. He's been on loan with Huddersfield. And he was asked by Carragher and Gary Neville, who were really singing his praises, interviews on Sky Sports, which I really like to see. Bigging up a player, like give him his profile he deserves. Give him what he deserves, bruv, because he's played for it. He's clearly got a passion that some didn't. Now, I've said what I've said about Mesut Ozil. We're not going to keep going into it, man. He's over there now doing his thing. But don't compare Smith Rowe's passion to Ozil's passion, yeah? Smith Rowe's showing it. Obviously, he's young, he's passionate. Ozil's on the other end of the fucking timeline. But do you know what? Mesut who? He showed the energy, the legs, the first touch passing. And of course, when it comes to Saka's goal, he swings down the left wing, he cuts in, he drags it back to Saka. Saka had 1 or 2 attempts before that, and he finds the back of the net. Beautiful. Just hearing the words of the commentator say, Smith Rowe to Saka, goal! Mesut Ozil who? Oh, that was a little blood, and I ain't editing it out. Mesut Ozil who? So you say, do you know what? Tierney was badding it up as usual. He's having shots from 30 yards out. He's laughing them off. He's ducking down the left wing. He's doing a peacock turn. Blood? That's how long ago I played football, bruv, yeah? You can swizzle and do a Ronaldo twist and this and a Cruyff turn and this and that, but if you directly put your foot on the ball like this, one leg, drag it behind you, directly turn around and duck 2 man down. That's just a little peacock turn, blood. But he was badding Bredders up. And when you look at it, Martinelli come on, done his little bit. But do you know what? The game was over by that point. At one point again, now, look, it's clear to see the positives in Arsenal. It's the young players. It's the passion. And that means we've got to build on that. Because as we know, we can't rely always on Aubameyang to score goals and one player to drag us through this Premier League. We've done it with Van Persie. We've done it with Sanchez. We've tried to do it with Aubameyang. We can't do this. We're worth more because we're playing an opponent now with Newcastle who is the finished model. And when I say finished model, I mean the finished model of getting sucked, blood. Yeah? They've been sucked from the top. Now they're at the bottom. Mike Ashley's talking about selling. Never forget it. So before we get there, we've got lots of young talent. We're saying, do you know what? How fucking lucky are we? Tierney, Saka, Martinelli, Smith Rowe. But do you know what? At one point in the first half again, Shaka goes for a pass. It gets cut out. The ball gets sent over the top towards Carroll. David Luiz is there for absolutely no reason. There is no reason. David Luiz takes out Andy Carroll and they have the perfect opportunity now to cross it in and go long. For some reason they don't. They go short. But again, there's little moments in that match where you can see, obviously Smith Rowe decided to take the game by the scruff of the neck and run around in that middle and create it. But apart from them few little players, again, Partey, that first goal with Aubameyang, Partey just picks out Aubameyang, lovely, a pass. It's not intricate play, it's not passing and moving, it's a ball over the top to Aubameyang. Aubameyang runs down the left and he bags it. Later on, obviously the young kids come and really step up to the plate. I don't want to let Smith Rowe, Saka's and Martinelli's and Tierney's, that left side is looking like something really, really good to build on. But we have to be real with ourselves. Cedric Soares wasn't up to par today. He went round, don't get me wrong, he helped with the third goal, he kept the ball in just about and he cuts back. But I'm talking about genuinely identifying our weaknesses, and he seemed to be off the beat a little bit. He was there, he was getting his crosses in, but he's not on the same level and in the same tune with the beat that the Arsenal drums playing. So, like I said, it's been the same thing for Arsenal. A few little tweaks, a few almost expensive tweaks, because do you know what? As we can see, you rewind a match or two ago when Tierney's injured for a few days, Partey's out, Gabriel Martinelli twists his ankle, he's out for 3 days. That's all it takes for Arsenal to have a team that's under par, and we don't deserve to win then because we haven't got the personnel. So it's actually a few little purchases away, a few great purchases away. We do need a quality right back, unfortunately. If we're going to, for any instance, say, do you know what? We're going to ignore defenders because of the simple fact we've got Pablo Mari, Gabriel Maglinas, and say Rob Holding, and then backups, whatever. I don't even like saying David Luiz's fucking name, blood. But we've got all of them centre backs. So do you know what? Just purely based on numbers, we're going to have to get another maybe midfielder in to assure it. Give the youngsters, take the noose off the youngers' neck. Take the pressure off Smith Rowe and Saka's shoulders, although it doesn't show. There is no pressure. They're loving it. But do you know what I'm saying? Give them the real freedom to express themselves and bring in a little bit of experience, a little bit of something, not to replace them, to add to them. We need a bit more creativity in the middle, a bit more of a passing element. And no matter how you look at it, Aubameyang is a one-trick pony, a brilliant one-trick pony with a brilliant amount of goals. goals, but if we're building a new team and slowly moving forward, we're going to have to start. If Lacazette, he's on it, he's about it, but we are going to have to get somebody in eventually, I'm saying, because Aubameyang's getting older, he will leave. Whatever will happen eventually. We're going to have to start looking at really integrating our strike force with our midfield now. And again, with the midfield and the defence, because it's not fluid football, it's not consistent. The only joy and consistency I've seen comes from Tierney, Saka, Smith Rowe on that left. And it's been going on for a while. And Martinelli, of course, when he was involved in getting injured. That's where our fluidity comes from, our spark, our energy. That's our future, basically, people. That's our future. So we've got to build on it. But do you know what? I'm surprised to say there's a bit of positivity in me, you know? There is a little bit of positivity in me because I did not think 6 months ago, even a little bit more or less, whatever, I thought we would be in the exact situation we were in, minus Saka, minus Gabriel Martinelli, minus Smith Rowe. And honestly, Tierney's gone above and beyond for me. I didn't expect him to adapt so quickly. And on the other hand of it, like I said, Xhaka expected it, Pepe expected it. I thought Aubameyang would fall off. Laka turned off under Unai Emery. Unai Emery was a brilliant fucking manager and people fucking switched off after the Europa League final. So I lost faith in all of these fucking millionaires, yeah? But do you know what? If we're going to support anyone, it's Smith Rowe, it's Saka, it's Martinelli, it's Tierney. There's others in the team, but do you know what? I want to see more blood. We need investment. I feel sorry for the Newcastle fans. Newcastle fans, hopefully your time's coming, bruv. You're going to get rid of that leech and we'll see what happens. But I'm going to do a little video for the Newcastle fans as well. But you know what, people? That was just a quick one. In the next day or two, I'm going to do a little bit more of a detailed analysis and breakdown. You get me? Hopefully anyway. But thank you, people. That was just a quick one. A quick post-match off the cuff. The match just finished a few minutes ago. I've had my dinner. Edit it. Bang it up. Quick one. So, thank you for being here, people. Make sure you love your people. Make sure your people love you. And that's the best way to do it, by loving them. You feel me? See you later, people. Arsenal's Realist out.